Hi there, this is a video over 6.1 talking about matrix solutions to linear systems, okay? So what I want to first talk about is the concept of what a matrix is. So we have we've been talking about systems, all right, and that's multiple equations, and finding the intersection of those equations. And then we have a matrix, okay? And so a matrix is a table of numbers that represents a system, okay? And let's just real quick, recall that systems are multiple equations with multiple variables, all right? And so what's cool is, like, let's say that we have a system like 3x plus 4y is equal to 12, and we've got 5x minus 8y is equal to, say, 21. All right, now this is a system that we typically see. All right, and this is a system where you've got two equations and two variables. And if I wanted to turn that into a matrix, I draw a big bracket here, and all I do is I take the coefficients and the numbers and put them in order. And I go 3, 4, 12, 5, negative 8, and 21. And what we can do is we can write this system as a matrix, okay? And the cool thing is that when you do take a system and you turn it into a matrix, you can use technology to solve this matrix for x and y, all right? To solve the system for x and y and all that, all right? So the applications of using a matrix is pretty incredible, all right? And you actually use a matrix all the time when you use Google. So a matrix is really the building blocks, all right, building blocks of search engines, all right? And what we can do is we can, really use an infinite number of variables, an infinite number of equations, and build these crazy, crazy matrices that represent things like a search engine, and then that computing power of a computer can solve a matrix. So let's say that you do a Google search for, let's just say, snowy peaks. All right, and if you make it more specific, if you just did snowy peaks, who knows what you would get. But if you go to Snowy Peaks High School, what happens is that it takes all of these letters, all right, in that order, and it scours the entire internet for that, all right, for this sequence of numbers or the sequence of letters. And so what's really happening is that it uses a matrix, within the code, within the computing power, it uses a matrix to find where the intersection points happen in the internet that matches the sequence of letters. So that's really what a matrix, is used for, which is pretty cool. So what I want to do, I don't, for the purposes of time and what we're doing, I don't want to use this example, all right? So we're going to cross that out. And we're going to focus on these two examples here, okay? This one's going to be really simple, and this will be what your homework will look like. But then I'm going to show you how to solve this system here, okay? Now, what you notice here is that this system has three equations and it has three variables, all right? And our goal for this, all right, is to solve for x, y, and z, okay? And I'm going to show you how we can use a matrix to do that, all right? the first thing that I want you to do is to take this and turn this into a matrix, okay? And so what we're going to do is we're going to take the coefficients here, 2, 1, 2, 18, and so on, to build our matrix. So I'm going to create a matrix about the same size, and I'm going to go, all right, I've got 2, and then I've got 1, 2, and then 18. All right, and all I'm doing is just put my numbers out there. I've got 1, -1, 2, and 9. And then I've got 1, 2, -1, and then 6. All right, so that's my matrix for this system. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and call this matrix A just because of what we're going to do in the calculator. All right, and so one thing that I do want to talk about is that you have, this is what we call a 3x4 matrix, meaning we have that 3 rows and 4 columns, okay? And what I'm going to do, I want you to write this down, but we're going to do what's called reduced row echelon form, RREF, of matrix A, and that's going to give us our answer that we're looking for. All right, so I'm going to jump over to the calculator real quick and show you how to solve this system using a matrix and figure out what X is, what Y is, and what Z is. All right, so we're going to be switching formats here. All right, we're over here on the calculator. I want to show you how to put in the matrix and then solve the matrix using a calculator. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the calculator on. All right, we're at our home screen. Now what you'll see here is that you have this yellow button here for matrix. So to get to that, I've got to do second matrix, and this screen pops up. Now you've got the names of the actual matrices. You've got a column for math of what the operations you can do. And then you can edit the matrices and put the numbers in. So we're going to go to this one. So anytime that you're creating a matrix, we're going to go into here. All right, I'm going to click Enter for matrix A. And we're going to do a 3x4 matrix, meaning it's a 3 rows and 4 columns. And I'm just going to type in the numbers as I see them. So the first number was 2. I'm going to hit Enter. 1, Enter, 2, Enter, and then 18. All right, and this is just from what we had on our notes. All right, so then we've got 1, Enter, -1, Enter, 2, Enter, 9, Enter. And then we've got 1, Enter, 2, Enter, -1, Enter, and then 6. All right, so now that I've put all those numbers into this matrix, what I want to do is now quit. So I'm going to hit second quit, all right? And that will take me back to the home screen. Now, what I want to do is the RREF, reduced row echelon form of matrix A. So I'm going to go back into matrix, so second matrix, and I'm going to click, and notice here on 1 how you have matrix A is that 3x4. That's going to be stored into that calculator, all right? So I'm going to go over to math, and I'm going to scroll all the way down to RREF, choice B. I'm going to hit Enter, okay? Takes me back to my other screen. Now I have to put in matrix A, and how I do that, I go back into second matrix, all right? And then I just hit Enter for matrix A, close my parentheses, hit Enter, and what happens is that now we have solved that matrix for X, Y, and Z. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this down into the notes, and then I'll talk to you about what happens from here. All right, so once we have done that in the calculator, RREF of matrix A, we get a new matrix. All right, and I'm going to write down the numbers. It's going to be 1, 0, 0, 5, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 0, 1, 3. Okay, and what this tells me is that my X value is equal to 5. It tells me that my Y value is equal to 2, and that my Z value is equal to 3, okay? And I get that, if you go back and you look at this matrix here, our x term is in this first column. So that 1 indicates that x value is 5. Y is in our second column, hence y is equal to 2. Z is in our third column, hence y, z is equal to 3. All right, and that's your answer. All right, and that's all you have to do. So I think what's really important is that, on the homework, you write all these things. Take this, put it into matrix form, write out RREF of A, write out this matrix here, and then identify what your solutions are, okay? And at that point, that's pretty much it, all right? That's all you do for this section, and that's all I'm going to require you to do. Now, we could do all of this by hand. It's just a lot of hefty algebra, and we don't exactly have time for that right now. So that's all I'm going to have you do. We are going to skip this one. We could do this one. It would be a 4 by 5 matrix, and you would do the same thing. And then you would solve for each one of those individual variables. The numbers get really weird on this. All right, so we're only going to do this part. And that's all I got. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you have any questions. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.